بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعزائي طلبة وطلبات شهادة الثانوية العامة قسم رياضيات لغات، أهلا بكم. النهاردة إن شاء الله هناخد مراجعة ليلة الامتحان. مراجعة ليلة الامتحان دي في علم الديناميكا مهمة جدا جدا. طبعا لابد إنك تعرف إن الامتحان عن نظام البوكلت، النظام الجديد 12 نقطة مالتي تشويس اختيارات، وفي 8 نقط كل واحدة فيهم A و B أسئلة، وفي الوقت متاح، وعندك أنت ورقة الإجابة هي ورقة الأسئلة، وتمهل كويس جدا جدا قبل ما تحل الاختيارات. والاختيارات محتاجة خطوات لأن ديت مبنية على رولز، على القوانين، والديناميكا طبعا ده علم مهم جدا جدا في حياتنا. وأتمنى لكم إن شاء الله درجات التفوق في كل مجالات الرياضيات. Welcome my dear student and our math program for secondary 3. Today we are taking final revision in dynamic. Dear student, look at the first example. The first example, stone is projected vertically upward and its height x after t seconds from the projection is given by relation x equal 49t minus 4.9t squared, where x is in meter. Then the maximum height the project body can reach multi choice: 122.5 meter, 49 meter, 490 meter, or 245 meters. Dear student, look at Vt, velocity is differentiation of x, dx over dt. 49 minus 9.8t, maximum velocity when v equals 0. Then find the value of t. 49 equals what? 9.8, then t equals 5 seconds. Maximum height equals 49 times 5, negative 4.9 times 5 squared. Find the value of maximum height, 122.5 meters. Then the correct answer is 122.5 meters. Remember, dear student, this maximum height of projected body can reach. Dear student, what do you mean maximum height? Then we deduce that velocity equals 0. Maximum height, v final equals 0. Then the maximum is 122.5 meter. Another example. A wooden block of mass m is pulled on horizontal table a distance 5. Then the work done by its weight is 960 ms over g. G, what is the g? 9.8. 60 ms over g. Wooden block of mass m is pulled on horizontal table, distance 5. Then the work done by its weight. Choose one of the 4 multiple choice. Answer equals 0. Why? Because this wooden block is pulled on horizontal, distance 5. What is the work? What is the work? Not work done, or work done equals 0. The third question is v velocity equals 3t squared minus 2t, x equals 1, when t equals 0, then x equals, what is the value of x? X is distance or displacement, 6t minus 2, or x equals 3t squared minus 2t plus 1, or x equal t power 3 minus t squared plus 1, or x equal t power 3 minus t minus 1. Dear student, look at what is the x. X, when find the value of x, we find integration of the velocity. What is the integration of 3t squared minus 2t? X and student, 3t power 3 over 3 minus 2t power 2 over 2. plus C or 1. Then the answer is number C. If the force of magnitude 16 Newton acts on a body for quarter second, then magnitude of m plus n Newton second is equals to 4, 32, 49, 64. Answer is 16 times quarter equals 4. The work done equals what? F times T. F equals 16, T equals quarter, then answer number A, 4. Momentum of bullet whose mass is 100 gram moving with velocity 240 meter per second is number A, 24 times 10 power negative 3 gram meter per second, 24 kilogram meter per second, 24 times 10 power 3 gram meter per second, or 24 times 10 power 3 kilogram meter per second. Answer is 24 times 10 power 3 gram meter per second. Why? Because we have velocity 240 times 100 equals 24 times 10 power 3 or 1000 gram meter per second. Particle moves in a straight line and its equation of its motion is x equal 10 t. Then the acceleration of motion A is equal to 6 square t 2 sec t to Vx, Vx. Dear student, we have x, displacement, required acceleration. In this example, dear student, we have displacement, the required acceleration A. What is the acceleration x, student? Differentiation or derivative of velocity respect to time t. What is the velocity? Also, derivative of x respect to time t. We have equation x in t. At the first, we find derivative of x respect to t. After that, we find the second derivative to find the acceleration A. Dear student, look at the solution. We have particle moves in a straight line. Equation x equal 10t. What is the derivative of 10? X and student. 10 6 squared. But the required is acceleration E equal to Vx. Why? Because V equal dx over dt. V dx over dt. After that, we find the derivative of x 6 squared t. Answer is 2Vx. Body moves in straight line with uniform velocity under the action of two forces. F12A I minus 3J plus 4K. F2 6I plus BJ minus EK. Then what is the value of A plus B plus E? 4, 3, negative 3, negative 4. In this case, we have 2A equals 6, negative 6 finds the value of A, negative 3 equals B finds the value of V. By substitution, answer is 4. Dear student, if a force acts on a body of mass 700 gram to change its velocity from 30 centimeter per second to 65 centimeter per second in the same direction, and the time of its action is 10 seconds. Look at dear student. What is the magnitude of this force in gram watt unit is equal to 2.5, 25, 1,225, 2,445. Answer is 2.5. The kinetic energy of the projectile of mass third kilogram and moving with velocity third meter per second is equal to 5, 150, 110. Dear student, look at kinetic energy have v square by substitution about m equals 30 kilogram. Change 30 kilogram to kilogram, 2 gram, multiply by 1000, multiply 30, then answer 150 joule. A car of mass 4 ton and the power of its engine is 10 horses, moves in straight line on horizontal ground. Dear student, a car of mass 4 ton and the power of engine is 10 horses, moves in straight line on horizontal ground. If the maximum velocity of the car is 75 km per hour, maximum velocity of a car 75 km per hour, then what is the resistance magnitude of the road to car motion per every ton? Resistance, dear student, what is the magnitude of resistance of what? Of the road to car motion per every ton? Equal space kilogram. We have 75 km per hour, this maximum velocity. Answer is 7,350 or 36, 125 over 6 or 9. Answer is 9. By using the rule substitution about maximum velocity equals 75, answer is 9. Body moves from point A to 3 to point B 76 under the action of the force F1 3I plus 4J. Then change of potential energy of the body equals what? Joule, where S is meter, F in Newton is 27, negative 27, 5, negative 5. What is the potential energy? Excellent student, negative 27. Two bodies of mass 5 gram, 2 gram are connected by the end of string passing over smooth Pauli. If the system moves with an acceleration, then what is the value of A? G, 3 over 7G, 7 over 3G, half G. What is the mean of the acceleration? Equal gravity force, G, or smaller than gravity force, 3 over 7G, or more than 7 over 3G, or half G. Excellent student, smaller than 3 over 7G. If a body moves on a smooth inclined plane downwards under the action of its weight only, theta is inclination angle of the plane with the horizontal, then what is the acceleration? G cosine theta, G sin theta, G tan theta. Answer is G sin theta. When we resolve the force in horizontal and in vertical, the answer is G sin theta. Look at the student another example. A bullet of mass 300 gram is fired horizontal with velocity 147 meter per second on vertical barrier of thickness 7 centimeter. Bullet, dear student, we have mass of bullet, its mass 300 gram. It's fired horizontal with velocity 147 meter per second. This velocity on vertical parts of thickness 7 centimeter. The bullet comes out the period with velocity 49 meter per second. Find the resistance force of the period to the motion of the bullet in kilogram watt. Dear student, look at the solution. Look at bullet. The opposite figure represents bullet. R resistance. V naught is initial velocity. V maximum velocity. C motion of direction or direction of motion. Consider C is unit vector in direction of motion of the bullet. We have change of T minus T naught or T minus T naught equals W, the work done. Change of kinetic T minus T naught equal negative R times S. The work done equals R times S, R in the resistance times the distance. Then what is the half times 0.3? 49 square is kinetic energy. V minus V naught, T minus T naught, T first kinetic energy half times 0.3 times 49 square, this kinetic energy or T2 minus T1 half times 0.3 is mass of bullet times velocity square 147 square equals what? The work done. The work done in this case equals negative R resistance times S 0.07. Then R in this case equals 41,160 Newton divided by 9.8 equals 4,200 kilogram watt. In this example, dear student, we know that change of kinetic energy equals work done. We have bullet. This bullet fired has mass and has velocity. Then return in barrier with the second velocity. The change of kinetic energy equals T1 minus T2 equals work done. What is the work done in this example? Resistance times distance. What is the resistance? R S equals 0.07 by using half mv square. What is the half mv square? Kinetic energy of the first minus kinetic energy of the second equals negative R times S. We substitution about M and V and S to find the value of resistance of the bullet. Dear student, look at another example. This example is very important. Tram car is pulled by horizontal rope inclined at angle of 60 degrees to tram track, and it moved a distance of 15 meters. If the tension in the rope is equals to 150 kilogram watt, find the work done by the tension force measured in H. Solution. Look at, dear student, the work done equals F cosine theta times S. The work done equals force times distance. The force in this case inclined with horizontal plane with angle equals 60. Then the component of this force in horizontal equal 150 cosine 60. Then the work done equals F cosine theta times S. 150 times 1000 equals 980 times cosine 60 times 1000, 500 equals 11,025 times 10 power 7 joule. But in this case, we find the work done in joule. Dear student, look at another example. A ball of mass 200 gram fell vertical downward from height 6.4 meter on horizontal ground. It hits the ground and rebounded vertically upward to height 2.5 meter. Calculate kinetic energy of the ball before hitting the ground directly. It's number 1. Number 2, find kinetic energy of the ball after hitting the ground directly. Number 3, the change in kinetic energy of the ball due to impact with the ground. Solution. Dear student, look at the ball is fell downward, which height 6.4 meter. Let's see is unit vector of motion of the ball. V naught equals 0. Why? Because ball is fall. In this case, V naught equals 0. In this case, number 1, we use the second rule of motion of the body, V squared equals V1 squared plus 2gs. V squared, final velocity, V1 squared is initial velocity, g equal 9.8, s equal 6.4. By using substitution, V1 squared 0 plus 2 times 9.8 times 6.4 equals 125.44. Then V equals 11.2 meter per second. This velocity when the pole is dropped before impact the ground, or final velocity when the fall down with velocity 11.2 meter per second. After rebound, kinetic energy before impact with the ground directly equals T1 half mv1 squared. Substitution about m and about v, then kinetic energy half times 0.2 times 11.2 square equals 12.544 joules. This kinetic energy before impact the ground. Dear student, second case when the pole is rebound. When the pole is rebound, V squared equal V naught squared minus 2gs. Why? Because the vertical is up. The sign is negative. Final velocity or maximum velocity in the second case equals 0. What is required? The velocity when the pole return or rebounded after impact the ground. After impact the ground, we know that V square, V2 square equal 49, then V equal 7 meter per second. Then the kinetic energy after impact with the ground directly equals half mv square. T2 half mv2 square. M 0.2 in kilogram times 7 power 2 is 4.9 joule. This kinetic energy after impact of the cloud. The change of kinetic energy due to impact equals what? T2 minus T1, 4.9 minus 12.544 negative 7.644 joule. This is the third required kinetic change of kinetic energy after impact. Dear student, in this example, we have a ball fell in the ground. We note that the initial velocity equals 0. The ball is impact of the ground and rebounded with another velocity. The first we find the velocity of the first case. To find kinetic energy, we can find, or we must find, the velocity of the ball when impact the ground. After that, we find kinetic energy by rule half mv square. What is the m? Mass of the body. What is the v? V square means the velocity before impact the ground. After impact, the ball is rebounding up with maximum height. What you mean maximum height? Final velocity equals 0. Then we use the rule v square equal v2 square equal v1 square or v0 square minus 2gs. After that, find the velocity after impact to find kinetic energy after impact the ground. After that, the third required, the change of kinetic energy before and after impact of the ground equals T2 minus T1 equals negative in joule. Why? Because kinetic energy after impact is smaller than kinetic energy before impact. Dear student, in this example, we know that kinetic energy is very important. My advice to you, number one, multi-choice. Before we choose the correct answer, dear student, take care, be quiet, and think with steps, solve with steps. After that, choose the correct answer. Dear student, the important questions after 12 points, number from 13 to 20, solve with care, and your written is very good, and your drawing also. Draw any example in your paper exam with take care with any questions in multi-choice. Dear student, I am very happy to spend such time with you. Don't forget, math simple, think, work, produce. Goodbye.